We'll move to the annual report for 2025. Mr. Gore.
Just wanted to go through kind of we did this last February's workshop, and staff went back and compiled the trends and key insights for 2025 and wanted to kind of bring those back to your attention. This was kind of your on-motion physical impact throughout the year. You can see in January, the Veterans Park, there was some Cherry Lane Wetland Credit Bank for $3 million. Over to the Med Center Parkway widening around 6.4, and the Memorial widening allocation for TDOT around 3.9, and then purchase of the fire trucks in December. So a total of $78.3 million. Land use matters, real quick. You can see that there's about 869 acres in the county that were annexed. The large majority of that, I'm going to say most of that, was the Middle Point landfill. The light industrial, 827 acres, but this gives you kind of what was originally zoned in 2025 and what the revised zoning, and you can see around 1,413 acres were either annexed or rezoned in the city. Building trend activities, single-family units stayed pretty level. New commercials were up. Apartments came in just over 500, I think. Again, these are legacy apartments that you all have approved in the past that are just now getting constructed. And we had a decline on some of the all other expansions. Public infrastructure, we had about $18.5 million of road construction going on here. That was Burnt Knob intersection, the adaptive signal technology that's on Rutherford, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard sidewalks, and the medical center phase 2. So about $18.5 million on that. MPD has provided us up with the updated violent crime heat map from their real-time crime center. At some point, we may be looking at how that looks trending from year to year, but this is what we saw from 2025. They also created the new host unit. This is the homeless outreach support team. Shows kind of they had 1,806 unsheltered individual total contacts, and you can see how those are broken out. Again, this is kind of crash data. Shows that we had 5,753 crashes. That's down 2.1 from the previous year, and you can see that was down from 2023. So a good trend on that. On the fire department, we had a total call volume of 23,893 for 2025. That was up 3.26% from 2024 and about 9.75% increase from 2023. Year-end employee totals, you can see full-time, blue, part-time, orange. We're up to 1,641. Our turnover rate is as low as it's been since 2020. We're at 8.32% employee turnover rate versus just 9% 2020. So you can see that's directly impacted by our increase in pay and retaining our public safety employees. Solid waste, we're at 55,240 home services, and we collected just over 47,500 tons of municipal solid waste. Parks, you can see performance-wise, the gray area shows budget and blue actual expenses, so we're staying below budgeted expenses, and we're seeing a little revenues are above projected revenues, but you can kind of see the expense to revenue ratio there. And I just did a year-to-date comparison. We're showing a 3% increase in property tax from FY25, 4%. Local sales tax lags a couple of months, so it's just through October, but a 4% increase. And then also state sales tax, a 4% increase from FY25. Overall, our charges for service were up 24%. That is due to the fact that we increased service fees at Parks, Rec, Golf, and Solid Waste. The expenses, salaries and benefits, we're showing an 11% increase through December. Again, this has to do with the fact that we are retaining folks. We did have some substantial pay increases over the past couple of years, and our payroll slippage is down to 2.2%, which I don't know if we've ever quite had it that low. That really does dovetail with our retention. Also, the debt service rate, we're down about 7.5% decrease from FY25 through debt service, and that was just some roll-off debt from last year, correct? As we do this year to year to year, I'm just expecting us to get better And it really does give us a good cadence and a good flow of how things are increasing. And again, it will trend into more of a strategic planning as we see how growth is occurring and how well we're efficiently or effectively delivering services.